Hey there. Okay, so we are going to start up. I have a new Healy device. It's plugged into my computer. I just got it. My phone has not recognized this particular serial number before. So I'm going to show you how I start up the pink dot on this. Okay, I have this upside down for me, so this might be really fun. First, what I'm going to have you do, I do have it plugged in, so it's charging. There's enough charge for me to at least activate the pink dot. I already have the pink dot downloaded to my phone. Normally, I use my Healy, so this is just a new one that came in the mail, and I'm going to show you how I set it up. Um, what we need to do first is we need to activate the location. This is so much easier if you can do it to start with. If you just activate the location, say yes, and if you activate the Bluetooth. So both of those are activated. So go ahead and get those activated. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to go ahead. I have an Android. If you have an Apple, you're going to go to your home button. But for me and for an Android, you just go to this bottom left and I just tap and it brings up all of the different apps right now that I have open. So I'm just going to scroll and show you everything's open. Now on an Android, I can just hit that button that says close all. I know on an Apple, you have to actually hard swipe all of them closed. So what I would do is start fresh if you can and go ahead and so that you don't have any, so that there's no files open. Okay. Okay. So here we are at the home screen. I'm going to go ahead and find my pink dot and my Healy is already on. So that's the first thing you want to do. I'm going to unplug it because that's going to confuse people. I'm just going to unplug it. Okay. So here I'm going to turn the Healy on. So now it's blinking. Okay. I'm just going to put it right there so you can see it's kind of blinking. You can kind of see it. Okay. So then I have my apps here and I'm going to open up my pink dot app. Try to hold this in the camera so that you can see what's going on. You can't really see it. Oh, sorry. So it's saying the disclaimer and I'm going to click next. Doing this upside down. Be gentle on me. Okay, and so now it just literally has a white screen. There we go. While it's waiting. And I'm just going to be patient because my Healy's going. And I'm just going to be patient. Some people get to this screen and it's a white screen. I've got my screen on the setting on really low so that it's not super intense so that you can see it. But most people get to the screen and if they've waited this long, then they just shut it off and say, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. But right now there's just tons of Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and everything happening. So, you know, we're just going to sit and wait and we're going to hope. Now, if it gets too long, and this is perfect if it does this, I'm going to swipe the app closed and I'm going to start over again. But I'm just still going to wait here and see what happens. I don't have a dial down here that's spinning yet, so that makes me wonder if the app opened correctly. I'll wait a couple more seconds. I get impatient too, but I have learned that Healy makes you be patient. Okay, so for the sake of time, I'm going to do this. I'm going to, again, on my Android, I'm just going to click down here at the bottom, and I'm going to close it. Okay. Okay, so my Healy is still blinking, so I'm going to swipe up, and I'm going to get into my app again, my pink dot app. Okay, there's the disclaimer. So let's see if we can get into it this time. There we go. That's a different screen this time. Okay, so now it wants me to scan the QR code on the back here. Since this is a brand new Healy, that it needs the serial number. So I can either type that in up here or I can just hit the scan button and take a picture of it. You kind of got to get back far enough so it takes a picture, and it does. It auto-populates. Got to find out my angle for you guys. So it's got the serial number auto-populated. I'm so sorry. This is really, well, I'll just put it up to the screen so you can see it. And then I'm going to press connect. Okay. And so now this little dial will start spinning sometimes, and then it'll stay, and then it'll start again. And this is what it looks like when you first get into a new Healy. I'm going to tap this, they're called hamburger lines, the little menu. I'm going to tap that. And it's going to show this. Now, some people go, I don't have any programs. See now how automatically it said I have an update available? That doesn't always happen. Sometimes you have to go in a different place. So I'm going to say, no, I don't want to do it at this time, because sometimes that doesn't show. This one showed right away, but sometimes people sit with this, and if they go back into the blue program, they'll see this and they'll call and say, I don't have any programs, it's not activated. Now there are times where it's not activated on the other end. This is a brand new Healy, so we're just going to see if in fact it is activated. And I was listening to Ken Close, and he said that when a Healy leaves the factory, the attendant, whoever is shipping it, scans the QR code on the back, which is attaching it to your account. And if that doesn't get done, if they don't scan that properly, then you don't have an activated Healy. So then we have to put in a service ticket for that. But we're going to see what happens with this one, and I'm going to show you how. So it says there's program, and then it shows TAN therapist or therapist TAN program. That's for a time waiver practitioner. If they give you a special session where they're putting codes together for you, it'll show up in that. There's settings, and then there is information. So I'm going to go to the settings. Okay, so if you hit that blue screen and that's all you have, you're going to go to settings. Now here I can change the language. It's set to English. Sometimes it will default to German, and everything will be in German, and this is where you go to change it. But right up here it says check for updates. It's this one right above the gray line. So I'm just going to click on that. And then I already know there's one available because it said, but this is what I'm doing in case that prompt doesn't come to you. And we're just going to be patient because that little circle has stopped spinning. So some people will just say, oh, my Healy is not activated, it froze. But see, now it all of a sudden populated and it's spinning again. So I'm going to say, okay, yes, I would love that update. And again, the wheel has stopped. So some people, if it takes a while, depending on your internet and your Bluetooth connectivity, some people will go, up, it's not working. But do you see how the Bluetooth is beeping now? The green light has stopped blinking because it's not getting an update from or an upload yet, but the Bluetooth is blinking. So sometimes that will happen. You'll have the Bluetooth blinking and the green dot is not. And again, some people get stuck here and they just go, oh, but this could take 10 minutes. This could take 5 minutes. This could take, Gwen even said one time it was a half an hour before she just put the phone down on the table and just let it do its thing. And then she came back and it had this, which is, you've been updated. So I'm going to click OK. Okay, so now here are the programs. And this is a gold. So you can see that there's the gold programs, and then there's the pain and the bioenergetic boost and the therapist program. So if I click into the gold, then there it is. Okay, and then I can scroll at the bottom into all of them. Here's what you get on the gold with the pain. You get the chronic and the local stimulation. And then here is that bioenergetic support that has the bioenergetic boost. That's great for your immune system, especially during times of viral and flu and all of the stuff that's going on. Or if you just need, if you've been around a large group of people, like on a plane ride, oh my gosh, where you feel like you've been breathing a whole bunch of air that's not good for you, then do the bioenergetic boost. That's amazing. And then here's that therapist program that I was talking about. If you have a session with a time waiver and they put together a special session for you, then it will actually show up here when you click, and it will look something like this, only they'll have what you guys were working on specifically. And there are therapists that you can find on Facebook. Okay, so I'm going to go back here, and there's the gold programs. Okay, and so now what I can do is I can start a program. I'm just going to press Peer. Okay, and then this is telling you where you can put the electrodes. It's most commonly used on the wristbands around the wrist, but you can also put it with electrodes anywhere, or you can wear the Healy just like this without any issue. And what you do then is you press Start. Okay, so now do you see what's happening with the Healy? The Bluetooth and the green dot are both going. So this means that this program is uploading to the Healy. And this takes varying levels of time depending on how many frequencies are stored for that particular program. So let it do its thing. If there were to be a connection issue right now and the screen went blank or it stopped uploading, you would just go back and you would do it all over again. Because connectivity right now is really important. It's grabbing information from the cloud. Okay, so the Bluetooth is still running and the green dot is still blinking. And now the Healy is delivering this particular program. Here is where you can increase the intensity. Can't really see that bell because of the camera, but I'm up to 30% now and I can go all the way up if I want. Usually I keep it somewhere between 30 and 35, 25 and 35, somewhere in there. Okay, so this is what I want to show you. Once it's uploaded and this program is running, the green dot is going, the Bluetooth is going, I can actually close this program completely and allow the Healy to work independently on its own of my phone. I will no longer need my phone close. If I were to walk away now and the Bluetooth would be trying to sync with the phone. And once you get about 30, 40 feet away, all of a sudden it'll show, do you have a Healy? Is your Healy on? Because it's looking for it. So before you decide to get up and clean the house, go for a walk, go for a drive, whatever it is you got to do, you're going to close this app. So now on an Apple, you would either hard swipe up, depending on the phone you have, hard swipe up, tap on the home screen twice to show all the apps that are open. There's a few different ways on an Apple, but on an Android, you either swipe up or you just hit this bottom right corner and see it shows that. Now I want you to pay attention here to the Bluetooth. See how it's blinking. The green light is still delivering. The Healy is still going, but I'm just going to swipe the app closed. And then you'll notice that the Bluetooth went off, but the green light is still blinking. Okay, I don't know if you can see, there we go. You can see that it's still blinking. Okay, so now I could go on a drive, I could go clean the house, whatever I wanted to do, and then come back a little bit later and go ahead and turn on or open up the Pink Dot app again. If I hit it right. Now, since I have taken a photo of that serial number, it shouldn't ask for it again because they've already been synced. The Healy is still blinking. I know that's kind of hard to see, but the Healy is still blinking, still delivering. The dial has stopped, but that doesn't mean it's not trying to connect. It's still just in the process. Again, Healy makes you be patient. If you're in a highly populated area with a lot of Bluetooth, this could be a lot harder. Okay, so here we are again, and it's bringing this back to that page, but if I press start, it'll show me that I've still progressed. Okay, so if I were to be gone for, this is a 50-minute program, so if I were to be gone for a half an hour and then come back and do this again, that dial would be all the way down here. But don't worry so much about the black right now. I'm not connected to the cables, so obviously it's going to show that the microcurrent isn't in a full circle, but this is still delivering all of those amazing vibrational frequencies to us. Okay, if we want to close the app, we just tap in the center. If I wanted to change and say, oh, I don't like this one, I want to do something different, I could just hit the X, or I could, if I was like, oh, I hit it by accident, it'll start back up again. Or if I decide I want to be, you know, I want to, I don't know, start over again, you could definitely just pause it and then wait for you're ready. Maybe you don't have your electrodes on, maybe you want to put your wrist straps on, that type of thing. You could pause it and then press start again. But if you want to do something different, you tap it, hit the X, it'll ask you, do you want to close out? Yes, I do. And then it'll bring you back just to your menu, which if you click here, there's your menu. Okay, so you've got all of your programs here, your bioenergetic boost, your pain, and the gold. Okay, all right, so I wanted to mostly show how to set up your Healy, the first steps, and then also how to be running an app and having it close. Now, do you see that there's no green dot going. It's only the Bluetooth because I don't have a program running. However, if I were to swipe the app closed, in fact, let's do that. Let's go ahead and swipe the app closed. Okay, the Bluetooth will go off, which it just did. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and press start now. So now it's blinking. Now, because we had the Pure program on, that's what it's running right now. And I'm going to show you how that works. I'm going to go back into my pink dot. It's still blinking. Learning patience. So I think a lot of people just get frustrated and they think their Healy just stuck and they just don't allow for some time to pass. Okay, so again, it brought us to Pure, see? And if I click in here, it has already started that program over again. Okay, so the Healy will have this Pure program. Once you download a program to the Healy, it will run that program until you override it with something else. So let's do that. I want to get out of here. Let's say I want to go to the pain program. So I'm going to do it on chronic pain. Shows you where the most beneficial place is, but this is just a guideline. You can put it anywhere else. Some people still like the wristbands. I've used the wristbands on pain where someone had a knee pain and we just kept it on the wristbands and it was really helpful. I'm going to click start. Now, the interesting thing about the pain programs is they're only one frequency. So there is no transmission time except for that one frequency. So see how it just jumped to it? It didn't have the progression bar. So this is what's happening here. And then it's being delivered and the Bluetooth is still on. Again, if I walk away with my phone, they're going to try to reconnect and it might turn the program off. So what I want to do is I want to hard swipe. I want to make sure that it's a hard swipe. If you have an Apple and you just touch your home screen and it goes back to this spot, you haven't necessarily closed the app. You have to do your hard swipe up or the double tap on the home screen to find what programs are open. In this case, I don't have anything open. Okay, but I'm going to go back into my pink dot. Okay, so my Healy's on. It's running pain. And we're going to see if it goes back to that program. Because remember the last time it went back to Pure. This is so weird doing it upside down. See, there's a lot of patience required with this to just allow it to go do its thing. And sometimes this will happen really quick. Sometimes you're waiting for it to reconnect. But see how it went back to the pain program? So if I click start, it'll show us where we're at in the progression. Okay. Now this one has a gray line right now, meaning that there isn't the proper conductivity. Okay, so that's really how you start. That's how you start one up. That's what the pain program looks like, that blue screen, which people think, oh my gosh, I don't have any of my programs. There are times where you've tried everything to do that upgrade or that update. Let's go ahead and say, okay, I'm going to go back to, because see, here's your settings. I don't know if you can see that. If I can click it here. See how it says settings there? So I'm going to click on the settings. And again, I'm going to check for an update. Now I just did an update, so it should say that we're good to go, but let's see. Okay, so it went back to the settings page, which really means that their updates are complete. And it may come up with a prompt that says your updates are complete. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Okay. All right, so right now, since we closed that pain program, it's no longer running. And if I walk away from this, it's still going to try to find it. So you're using the battery here and you're using the battery here. So it's best to find a way to literally close the app and the Bluetooth will go off, which it did. So now you're saving the battery here and you're saving the battery here. Let's say you want to do a sleep program, which this doesn't have everything in it, but you could run the sleep program and you could just turn it on, put this on your headboard, swipe the app closed so the Bluetooth is off. Then your Healy will run on the sleep program without your phone for the length of the sleep program, and then it will go off. And so then you've gotten your 52 minutes or 54 minutes or whatever the sleep program is on your headboard, and that has allowed you then to have that program all the way through, but then turn off so that you're not using the battery all night. So hopefully this has been a helpful little introductory process, and we'll do more later.